What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell so you'll get notification every time I go live and every time I post a video. If you've been here before and you know I'm about to put that fire out, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get into the YouTube algorithm so more people can see this content. Let's get into this. Today, we're going to talk about some recent remarks made by Ebony K. Williams about men, women, and the dating market. Now, if you're not familiar as to who she is, she's the woman who became, we'll say, famous for when asked if she would date a bus driver, she said not unless he owns the bus, right? She caught a lot of backlash for making that statement. I'm going to play that clip just to refresh your memory as to who she is. And then I'm going to play a clip of her more recent remarks and how a lot of women don't like what she said, but a lot of men may be in the background clapping. And we're going to compare the two, and we're going to talk about what needs to happen from here. Let's get into this.
We can create and not build when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. Okay? Because you're a black man. You will not.
Okay, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. Now, I don't have much to add to that. Now, Ebony, her stance on the fact that she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he quote unquote owned the bus. She's probably coming from the standpoint of the way a lot of women view men in this day and age. A lot of women are superficial. But we must also look at the fact that I believe she may have a net worth that's over $1 million, right? So in most cases, men are gonna have to be the breadwinner. Men are going to have to be able to provide for this woman in her eyes, and based on her lifestyle, she may not think a quote-unquote bus driver would have the means to take care of her lifestyle. So I can see it on both ends, in which the older woman, I heard what she was saying, she's basing it more off of morals, values, character, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Which that's honestly the best take on this topic, right? You want to find a man who is solid in his ways, right? You don't want to go after a man just because he is making money or just because he does get paid more than you get paid, right? So I agree with the older lady in that clip, although the Ebony K. Williams of the world, right, in which a lot of women are trying to take after her, by saying that they won't date a man unless he does make a substantial amount of money, even though the woman isn't making much, or she may not be worthy of that type of man or that caliber of a man. But many women in this day and age are going after those men, no matter what type of BS the woman has going for herself. Now, we're going to play a more recent clip from Ebony K. Williams, and it's going to sound like she's changing her sentiment a little bit, right? And more people, more men are agreeing with this and more women are disagreeing with this. Let's get into this.
That needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD.
All right, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. Now she's coming out and she's saying that, I'm going to just paraphrase it, right? In a nutshell, what she's saying is, as men age, our value goes up. As women age, their value goes down, right? And I agree with that 100%. And the sooner women realize this, the better off they'll be. You have a lot of women out here who, think they can go forever, right? They think they can go forever without, getting a man, settling down. They continue to chase after the bag, these careers, this education. They keep going and going and going until they realize, wow, my clock is running out. They get into their mid, upper 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and then they try to settle down, or then they realize they're lonely, and then they realize they wish they'd had kids, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of women are waiting into their latter years to try to settle down, right? When in their 20s and their early 30s, they're chasing after these lifestyles. They're going on all these vacations. They're chasing after all these jobs and careers, right? They're dissing all the men who are coming at them, right? This is a trend in today's day and age. This is a trend. And for a lot of women, it's not ending well, right? They're settling for guys. They end up having to settle for guys who they truly and genuinely don't have a desire for, right? That's what's happening. Now, for the men, we step our game up, right? We get better financially. We start working on health. We get knowledge and wisdom on certain things. We get out the streets, so on and so forth, right? We're more stable. We're able to do a better job of protecting and providing for our families and our women, so on and so forth, as we age, right? So what women have to understand is men and women are playing a different game. That's why it's not uncommon to see a older man dating a younger woman. That's because that older man still holds much value, right? It doesn't usually work the other way around, although you do see some older women dating younger guys. But 9 times out of 10, that younger man is settling for that older woman, and those relationships don't tend to last that long, right? Remember, a woman is more so wanted for her beauty, her youth, her fertility, her duty, her sexuality, things like that. Men are more so wanted for their ability to protect and provide, right? And then looks and everything else come into play. You know what I mean? But guys, we are playing a different game. She pointed that out, and a lot of women got mad at her because they don't want to be told that their value is going down as they age, right? The ability to have children decreases significantly, right? That their beauty starts to fade, right? A lot of these things start happening as women get older, and they need to realize that. They need to realize that before it's too late. But guys, that's all I got on what I'm saying about her. But listen, the reason this channel is important because I want to bridge the gap between all the things that's happening in today's society, whether we're talking spirituality, whether we're talking marriage and relationships. That is important. You know, there is a lack of love in this day and age, and it's showing, right? You have more women on medications for their mental stability than ever. More women on it. More women are being seen, right? And this is happening for men and women. Let's be clear. Men too. There has never been a time in history where men and women are at this state mentally and emotionally, right? The world is crashing down. The world is crashing down, but people have to learn how to bond, how to do life with each other, and how to live in peace, right? How not to destruct and destroy everything in front of them, right? A lot of these things are going on, guys, and I am here trying to bridge the gap with the help of God, of course. With the help of God, of course. But guys, we got to make some changes. We got to change the mindsets. We got to change a whole lot. It's getting ugly out here. It is getting ugly out here. But that's all I got for you guys. Like this video. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're growing fast. And also, guys, remember, keep God first. And leave a comment. I could be wrong about this. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I love you all. Be blessed.